Right, so today we're going to be addressing the problem of the Lexus exhausts, the GS450h. I always thought these looked like pea shooters. That's the one on the other side as well. And yeah, they do look like it. Apparently Lexus put on some fake exhaust tips from the factory, and they're £50 each, and I need two, so that'd be £100. I'm not paying £100 for something that could potentially slip off again. So I got some absolute eBay specials. I think they were like £7 or £8 delivered. Let's see how they look on the car. If they're decent, I'll probably order better ones in the future. But let's fit these on and let's see how they look. Right, so this is the exhaust cover, or tailpipe cover, or whatever you want to call it. It comes like a big tube like that, and then it comes with instructions. So I'll open these up for you. So bear in mind, there's no instructions or anything that comes with this. So you get these little brackety looking things. You get bolts. Excuse me. You get spring washers, and you get these square nut looking things. So you don't get any instructions with this, so you have to kind of guess how to do it. But when you have a look at this, the way I've kind of figured out to do it is on the pictures on the eBay listing, it doesn't show you. But what you do is the bracket goes in first, so this thing will go in, and you just slot that in. Like that, and then your spring washer and your nut goes in like that. So then you place that in. Sorry. Like that, and then on the other side you take your metal square nut thing. It's actually easier to push this out. Sorry, I don't have a tripod, so this is kind of difficult to do with one hand. It's easier if you kind of see, if you put that in like that, and then you slot everything else in, and then just tighten up a little bit. So basically, you'll end up with something like that. So it's the bolt, then the spring washer, then the bracket, and then on the other side, on the inside, you have the square nut thing. So repeat that 3 times, so all these holes are filled. Okay, so that's all the hardware installed. So just I'll give you a quick overview of this. So basically, it's just a big round pipe, and it has these 3 brackets in it. What you do is, as you tighten the nuts clamp down on the outside, which pushes these brackets in, and that'll hold on to your exhaust like that. This is actually the second one I bought. The first one I bought was a little bit too small for the car, plus it was ugly. It was like oval, and in this bit here, it was like had like a guard on it, so I'd think it would stop exhaust gases coming out. One curious thing about this as well is, on the outside, it's got this. Now, I thought this would be for like the bottom sitting like that, so that if there's water or anything, rather than collecting in the top here, it'd run out the bottom. But you can see there's no holder, so I don't know what that's for. Even on this side, there's no hole or for anything to run out. On the inside, you can see, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's like a sleeve pressed to within another sleeve. Can you see that other bit of metal there? So that's kind of how it's constructed. Obviously, I can't give you how durable it's going to be or how well it's going to look. It feels like metal, but I bought 2 of these for, I think, £8 delivered. So what sort of quality they're going to be like is going to be dubious, but I just wanted to try out, so let's fit them and see. Now, I could be wrong on how these work, but so inside they've got these square nuts. If I turn this, So if I turn this, it still seems to tighten up. It looks like the 2 corners of the square nut are hitting against the inside of the bracket, therefore providing a bit of give, therefore I can tighten these up. So if that was a round nut, I'd obviously need to get a spanner or something on either side. So I think that's how these work, but I'm going to fit them and let's see. These are 10mm bolts, which is nice, so let's fit these in and let's see how that looks. Alright, okay, so that's the first one fitted. It's looking better actually. So it looks pretty normal until you come to the side, and then you can see these big dirty bolts. But purely from the back, it looks absolutely fine. So I'll give you a quick tip before you fit one. Right, so what I learned after putting the first one in is obviously loosen these as much as you can. Obviously don't want them de-threading. Pull the brackets out as much as you can like that. Slot it onto the tailpipe, whichever way you want. I had that little thingy pointing down. What I did on the first one though is I over tightened one, and then I could only get these in just a little bit. So what you're better off doing is slot this in to your tailpipe, then tighten up this one a little bit, then this one, then this one, or this one, then this one, then this one. Just do a couple of screws on each end. Do a couple of that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. That way it'll kind of ensure that these are tightening fairly uniformly rather than that one sticking out all the way. And these are just kind of making kind of slight thingies. It's not a big deal, but it would look better if you do them all uniformly. Also, depending on how much room you've got underneath your car or your bumper and stuff like that, a shallow socket would be good. A spanner works, but a ratcheting spanner is much quicker. Don't go crazy with these. What I kept doing is a couple of turns. Just try to turn it on the exhaust pipe with that. If it turned, a couple more turns on this one, this one, this one. Okay, it's still turning a little bit. This one, this one, this one. I don't think by over tightening these things you would go through your exhaust. But one, you wouldn't want to risk it because then you're going to have a blow in your exhaust and that's going to be bad if you take these off. Second thing as well is, depending on the condition of your back box or your exhaust, if it is kind of on its last legs and rusty, this could puncture through it. So you want to just put a small amount of pressure on these. I'll show you them once they're fitted and then we'll go from there. Right, so that is them installed. Like I said, if you just watch out for over torquing them in position. The back box on this, they're a little bit off, so that one sticks in a little bit more, that one sticks out a little bit more. It's not massively different, but when you're putting the exhaust pipes on, sorry, the tailpipes on, you might need to make that one stick out a little bit more and that one recessed a little bit more, just so that if you draw like an imaginary line between one tailpipe and the other, it'll kind of work out. But I think you can agree that looks a lot better than what it does. I'll keep you up to date on how they're keeping up, because winter is coming up now, so let's see if they are made of stainless steel or if they just rust away and they're gone by spring. They were £7.50 or something delivered from eBay, but I'll probably polish them up in the next 3 or 4 weeks. I'll use some Autosol or some Meg's metal polish with some steel wool, and we'll see if the coating scrapes away or if it kind of stays nice and silver. But yeah, they look pretty decent. So hope you enjoyed that. Cheers.